DraftKings Sportsbook. And you know we got big time love for DraftKings Sportsbook. But when we're talking about DraftKings, we know they are the number one rated sports booking app. Not only are they safe, but they are secure. And just like Deke, and I love to say this, they are reliable because reliability matters. And you don't want to be playing anywhere else but with DraftKings Sportsbook. So if you haven't downloaded the app, make sure you do that. But more importantly, once you do so, use the promo code MOATS. And when you make that first bet for $5, a minimum of $5, because, you know, you don't have to hold yourself back. Some people are big spenders, and I get that. But when you make that first bet of a minimum of $5, you're going to get $200 in free bets coming right back to you. All you need to do is use the promo code MOATS for that. And after that, baby, you get to have a little fun. You get to go out there and, you know, get a chance to make a little money and have all that good stuff happening. But, Deke, I am aware that at times people, you know, they can't handle it. Sometimes it becomes a little bit too much for them, and they fall into this other category where they might have a problem.
Yeah,
Well,
we don't
Deke,
like to see it.
As I look at my screen right now, the screen just went black, and it's a lot of information up there with DraftKings Sportsbook. In particular, for my New York people, you see, it's a number that you can call. You can even text it. But then for everybody else, those of you that don't live in New York, it's a number that you can call as well. And that number is 1-800-GAMBLER. I say there's 1-800-GAMBLER. I said, if you have a gambling problem or you need some crisis counseling, you better go. They say, now talk to me. Now you better call 1-800-GAMBLER. Gambler. Oh, touch me now. Gambler. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Why do we got to do this today, though? I want to be the guy, bring Ben back, get Pickett in and stuff. Mitch just want to know, man. He got us a game-winning drive. Like you said, didn't turn the ball over. The offensive line was shoddy at points. Didn't have a run game. We don't have to do that today.
I'm just trying to think, like, if we're looking for reasons to make the switch, is it moxie? Because I thought Mitch showed moxie. Is it being elusive or being tough to bring down, extending plays? We saw that on display yesterday. Is it being a clutch player? We saw that yesterday. Is it being a smart player? We saw that. I like to highlight when he, obviously, on the throw that he hits to Pat in overtime, where he works the cadence. He sees that the guy's a free rusher, but he pauses, so he takes the snap, extends the play, breaks off a tackle, spins out, eyes downfield. People were saying it looks Big Ben-esque. That's what people were saying. In fact, I think it was play that you tweeted out, man. You know,
I wasn't saying Big Ben-esque.
they said it looked Big Ben-esque. It did look Big Ben-ish.
I think we won that in regulation with 7. But, no, Mitch did what he had to do. We got the dub. He's 1-0, man. That counts.
Did he stretch the field? He had to throw to Deontay. He had to throw to Pat. He should have had another one to Claypool. I mean,
Pickens one could have been easy touchdown for, 70, 80 yards, I think.
Yeah. But it's content.
What I'm saying is misses happen. He missed one to Boykins, too. And that might have been on Boykins. It looked
that,
like he slowed up.
I
don't know what the hell
he was because that's why I'm over here. Like, I'm trying to hear,
Claypool borderline
where he
one
plays.
in overtime.
It hit him in both of his hands.
I know. Tough catch.
True.
Those are some sick Jordans, though. Did you see those?
I did. I like those.
Those
I did. But I'm not even trying to make it as like a chase. Oh, he dropped. Like, I'm just saying in the sense of, for those that say, well, he's not stretching the field or he didn't do this, he didn't do that. It's like, man, we're pointing to multiple things that he did do. It's like, we get, when it's a quarterback competition, we're all going to have our dogs in this race and stuff like that. But if we're going to be hypercritical of him, which I do feel like that's what people are doing today and yesterday, it's like, well, we also need to be hypercritical about what he did that was positive, because you can't talk about the negative and act like he didn't have the game-winning drive, act like he didn't put together 2 of them things, if we're being real, like you already mentioned, because Boz did miss the 55-yarder. But it's like, man, he did what he needed to do. He protected the ball. He showed leadership. He showed toughness. He showed everything.
I think he only threw really one pickable ball. And it wasn't overtime.
Mm-hmm. So, and we've seen those. So with that, and as you've told me on numerous occasions, if it was dropped, then it wasn't a pick. It was a bad read by the receiver. That's what you told me plenty of times. So we're gonna keep that same energy, correct?
I don't know if it was that or
that's what I've seen the ball hit a person in the face, and you told me the receiver in the wrong route, or it was a drop, so it did not count.
Well, it didn't count.
So what we talking about then?
You
told you told me not to bring it up. We ain't gonna bring it up.
Ben knew Jamal Adams couldn't catch, so that's
okay.
Right
so then Trubisky did too. Great studying on both of their parts. Then all right. So if Ben could get away with that, and we ain't gonna trip on it.
Do you see me talking about it? Though? I'm not. This is not the day for that for me. This is not the day for that. I think Mitch played good.
Deke,
good enough.
Deke, this is how I knew you were good. I knew you were good when I saw you tweeting about him. I said the fact that he put a clip up. I was like, Deke is in a good space right now. Deke isn't tripping just yet. Now, we're not saying that this is what we, expect from this offense going, for the rest of the season. But I did have low expectations for this offense early on because of some of the stuff that we're going to be working on with the offensive line. And for everybody that is the greatest offensive coordinator, and I know all of y'all out there are, you're telling me right now, work the middle of the field. We could do this. You could do that and do that. That's all well and good, but protection matters. And case in point was Cincinnati yesterday. They're going to do everything that you talked about, right? Crossing routes, work in the middle of the field, move in the pocket, and all this other stuff. But you got to also remember that Joe Burrow was sacked how many times yesterday? He was hit how many times yesterday? We forced how many turnovers yesterday? So you can't have it both ways, man. If you got bad offensive line or questionable offensive line play, you cannot do some of the things that we would traditionally want to see with this offense.